Camera 1, give me shot 1A. Camera 2, give me shot 1B. Hold camera 3, hold camera 4. We're going live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue intro to stage and cue key lighting. Fading out.
Breaking silences and raising up the shades. Love's begun to float, but it doesn't drift away. Letting the ego slip and letting the slip show. What magic tears it open, you can never know. But you're grateful for the energy, the constancy, the healing course. To the one in three, the Trinity, or just nature's sudden force. You're grateful. Talking to yourself is how it must begin. Until the shell is cracked, there's no light coming in. When the rooms are lit, there's pictures on the walls. They speak a million tales, but they don't tell it all. So you're grateful for the pen in hand, the music stand, the swollen page. For the graying strands, the grains of sand, the sight that comes with age. You're grateful. I know why you come here again and again and again. It's to outrun your one fear, and the voice that's shouting silence in your ear cannot find you here. Breaking silences and raising up the shades. Love's begun to float, but it doesn't drift away. Up from the market, a left and a right turn. The hub of the business wheel, young radios burn and burn. I was there at the climax, just before it started to die. Roll in the big trucks, watch the citizens point and cry. They're digging up the street where the steel drum band taught me how to love that sound. Don't they know that corner is sacred ground? Wedge-shaped buildings, slices of grandma's pie, Coca-Cola neon, backed by a visible sky. All that's changing in the flash of a hard hat grin. We're gonna rip it up and build us some tall gray walls to hold all the people in. They're digging up the street where the shoe shine man taught us all how to look down. While checking our shoes, we were walking on sacred ground. second floor cafe, plate glass balcony, fishbowl business ladies walking away from me. Transient blankets stagger the same crooked line. Adrenaline surging through me, time after time after time. They're digging up the street where the Mohawks meet, looking like the lost and found, grinding their butts in the gutters of sacred ground. Sacred ground, sacred ground. Sterile invaders swallow another block. Sleepless survivors, they're forced to absorb the shock. Official position, it'll put more time in your day, but they dig up the soul and the spirit, load it up and cart it away. Yeah. They're digging up the street where the steel drum band taught me how to love that sound. Don't they know that corner is sacred ground? Don't they know that corner is sacred? Sacred ground, sacred ground, sacred, sacred. Mama, where me be, mama, where me be, the sound. I take it, mama, mama, say me be, mama. When there's a bunker, mama, wanna be busy, papa, I need to see it. That's that one. Okay. I thought I'd be able to see the audience more. It's okay, I can see the big guy. I can see my mom, Mr. V, I can see Andy. I can see Allie, I can see John McClure, I can see my darling Diane. And whoever that guy is. Oh, John Daly, there's John. That's Sherry Verne. And Emma, how are you? Okay. These are my songs, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I am a singer-songwriter. Chris may have mentioned that earlier. He may be regretting some of the things he said by now. We're getting into the show, the actual meat of the show, and that's better. Write us a song, Bill, and invite the mysteries of love and language, of art and honesty. We know they're in there, just itching to get free. So write us a song, Bill, and invite the mysteries. How you like that? Write us a song, Bill. Isn't that what you do? There's a lonesome guitar sitting right next to you. She's good for a few words, maybe a melody or two. So write us a song, Bill. Isn't that what you do? Write us a song, Bill, like you did when we were young, back when the best words were waiting to be sung, back when the people weren't feeling so outgunned. Write us a song, Bill, like you did when we were young. Write us a song, Bill, an upbeat little tune that'll stick to the eardrums as we move from room to room. Sweet inspiration It cannot come too soon, so write us a song, Bill, an upbeat little tune. Write us a song, Bill. How hard can it be? Just use your brain, son, and your bachelor's degree. What was it good for? Can you explain that to me? Explain it in a song, Bill. How hard can it be? Write us a song, Bill. We're running out of sun. This party's dying. We need to start another one. We need to strategize on what is to be done. So write us a song, Bill. We're running out of sun. Well, you wrote us a song, Bill. Thank the mysteries of love and language and generosity. We knew you were in there, just itching to get free. You wrote us a song, Bill. Thank the mysteries, thank the mysteries, thank the mysteries.
Thank you.
I think they let me see it for one song just so I'd know you were there. I think that's... Boy, that helped, though. Oh, there they are. That was very helpful. Thank you, the powers that be. I think you mean that you need security. I think you mean that you can't decide. I think you mean that you might be stopping here. I think you wonder how much of it lies. And while you're standing by, I know between your tongue and your eyes a hole. You don't want to go. I think you mean you can't cut the company. I think you mean you can't cut the cane. I think you mean you can't make the rendezvous. I think you mean you're erasing my name. And while you're standing by, I know between your tongue and your eyes a hole. You don't want to go. You don't want to go. No, babe, I didn't take your money to fly out of this padded daylight. I got enough here to last till Christmas. It's for the two of us, for the two of us. I thought you meant your options were unlimited. I thought you meant your mirror wouldn't shatter. Who would have thought you'd turn up spouting rhetoric? Who would have thought that it mattered? And while I'm standing by, you know, in the back of my mind a hole. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Man with a two-headed heart. There's a man with a two-headed heart down there, standing by the road in his underwear. He's making quite a scene, but he doesn't seem to care. The man with the two-headed heart's down there. There's a man with a two-headed heart close by, looking out for love 'cause he doesn't want to die, pointing with his thumb towards the southern sky. The man with the two-headed heart's close by. There's a man with a two-headed heart I met, standing by the eave so we wouldn't get wet. I don't know where I'm going, but I'll get there yet, said the man with the two-headed heart I met. Ooh. There's a man with a two-headed heart outside. He's been there all day, but he hasn't got a ride. His thumb is sagging, but his smile is wide. The man with the two-headed heart's outside. There's a man with a two-headed heart in here. He looked a little lonely, so I offered him a beer. Says he's gotta go when the road is clear. The man with the two-headed heart's in here. In here. There's a man with a two-headed heart down there, standing by the road in his underwear. He's making quite a scene, but he doesn't seem to care. The man with the two-headed heart's down there, down there. Close by, close by. Outside. In here, in here. Stay in this house today. The fingers just refuse to play. I guess I'll run away. Till that heart. Tear that rocky ground apart. Speak your mind and call it art. Got to till that heart. Yes. Sweat, sweat, sweat and blood. Add some clay to make your mud. Freeze and thaw before the flood. All that sweat and blood. Dark, dark, dark and slow. The neighbors come to watch me go. The pain's down here where it won't show. Make it dark and slow. Yes, it is. Cold in your hands. Lines on your man. What is his plan? Does he have a plan? Hail, hail, ice and smoke. Winter's on and it's no joke. Give that rusty stove a stoke. Hail the ice and smoke. Bake, bake, bake your bread. Put some yeast inside your head. Let it swell like the doctor said. Go and bake your bread. Yes. Smell, smell, smell that love. Tap that well with a velvet glove. Count your lucky stars above. You still get to smell that love. See, see, see through me. Pull the string and drop the tree. Some kind of midlife chemistry lets you see through me. Yes, you do. cold in your hands, lines on your man. What is his plan? Does he have a plan? Hey. Hey, I'm a hey, I'm a hey, I'm a hey, I'm a oh, 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 oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Run, run, run away. I can't stay in this house today. The fingers just refuse to play. I guess I'll run away. Dark, dark, dark and slow. The neighbors come to watch me go. The pain's down here where it won't show. Make it dark and slow. Yes, make it dark and slow. Dark and slow. Yama, nama, 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 nama. This one's called Candlelight. This song was based on the name of a town that doesn't exist in Nebraska. And I came up with the name of the town when I was writing to my friend Heidi Muller, who was traveling across the country, playing shows across the country. And she was emailing me and talking about, you guys know Heidi. And she was talking about how lonely it was being on the road, and she wasn't sure if she should be moving back to West Virginia or not and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, Heidi, you know, everywhere you go, everybody just falls in love with you. You're probably sitting in front of a warm fire in Open Arms, Nebraska, and everyone around you absolutely adores you. You know, relax, you know, kind of thing. Later, when I was writing a collection of songs about my less than stellar relationship history, the name of that town came back into my mind. Became part of this song called Candlelight. It's one of my personal favorites. In Open Arms, Nebraska, there's a little plywood shack with a river running down the wall from a ceiling crack. We used to stop there, going out or coming back, and we carved our initials in its history. Let me describe it, let me get it right. Make shadows in the corners out of candlelight. I'm so restless, and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. In Open Arms, Nebraska, lived a displaced city girl. She was East Coast, she was West Coast, she was out of this world. She was a dancer, and I loved to watch her twirl. And why we ever left is still a mystery. Let me describe her, let me get it right. Throw shadows on her curves made of candlelight. I'm so restless, and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. In Open Arms, Nebraska, there's a big old battered book containing all our stories and the times they took. You can see us there if you stop and take a look, though where we all are now is lost to history. Let me inscribe it, let me get it right, illuminate the pages with candlelight. I'm so restless and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. Let me inscribe it, let me get it right, illuminate the pages with candlelight. I am so restless and it's so quiet here tonight. Let me build a fire out of my memories. Let me write the book of all my memories. Let me build a fire out of my memories. I spent 13 years living in the Methow Valley of north central Washington. Beautiful place. This song was written before I actually moved there. This was written in 1995, the summer of 1995. I was working with my friend Ray Robertson, Robertson, who would have been here tonight, but he's down in Florida visiting his grandson. I was staying with Ray. We were working in the Forest Service, doing contract work for the Forest Service. Hiking at 5,000 to 6,000 foot level, checking replanted clear cuts, measuring little seedling trees, getting paid to hike all day. I thought I could adjust to this. I was staying in a camper out in Ray's backyard, and I had my typewriter there with me, and I was writing all this stuff, you know. It's very groovy. And I wrote a sequence of poems called Starting Out from Libby Creek, which is where Ray lives, on Libby Creek. This song came out of that sequence of poems. This is called Notice How It Shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, tent stakes and hay rakes, old habits and new breaks, notice how it shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, garlic farm in the Methow, yes, veggie and no cow, notice how it shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, 100-year-old farmhouse, cat chasing a field mouse, notice where she goes. Starting out from Libby Creek, all day on a hillside, lose the boots and come inside, notice how it glows. Climb right out of your skin, trade your ends for begins, all your best friends dropping in, yeah, yeah. Starting out from Libby Creek, backpacking to Oval Peak, the head is high and the legs are weak, notice how it shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, you can't dwell on the future, the here and now is so pure, notice how it shows. Climb right out of your skin, trade your ends for begins, all your best friends dropping in, yeah, yeah. Starting out from Libby Creek, fell down and got bit, better walk in the creek and sit, you know how it goes. starting out from Libby Creek. Don't forget who you are here, far away from the city fear, and notice how it shows. Notice how it shows. How's everybody doing? Really? Okay. All right. Excellent. This is the only song I've ever written in Texas. Something. I wish my kids could be here today. It's a song I wrote about my son in Texas. Not my son in Texas. I don't have a son in Texas, but I was in Texas when I wrote this song. Amy was there too. Some other people might have been there too, but Amy was definitely there. Actually, Amy was in the dream. Amy and Janice were standing watching the moonrise. And the moon came up, and there was this little strip of cloud across the center of the moon. And Amy Reed said, "Look, there's a blindfold on the moon." Janice and I were like, "Oh, man, nice image. Sweet." When I went to sleep, my son was standing there too, Jake. He was 5 at the time. And I said, "Look, J-Mo, there's a blindfold on the moon." And he said, "No, Daddy, that's the Lone Ranger in the moon." And Janice and Amy in the dream went, "Ooh, that's a good image." I fought the song for a few days because I was supposed to write a different kind of a song. But then I said, screw it, and I wrote this song, and it's probably the favorite song of mine I've ever written. Just because it's perfect. And well, I mean, it's perfect in capturing Jake. If you know Jake, you know it's perfect. It's called The Lone Ranger in the Moon. Little boy rocket, little Mr. Blister with the smile so wide, little joy eyes, little hazel pockets, little Mr. just the right size. Little boy love, I see you in the kitchen, you running round in circles like a lost cartoon, talking to yourself and talking to your sister about the Lone Ranger in the moon. Can I have a sucker? Can I have a sandwich? Peanut butter mustard is my favorite kind. I can cut the bread and I can put the stuff on it and I can take it all outside. Little boy love, I see you in the front yard running round in circles like a wild baboon, talking to the trees and talking to the bushes about the Lone Ranger in the moon. Little Mr. Man, Mr. Personality, little Mr. Underwear outside your pants. When you grow up, you'll be a superhero, 'cause only superheroes get to dance. Little boy love, I see you in your bedroom, loving up a teddy bear until she swoons. Then you lie back and start to tell a story about the Lone Ranger in the moon. Daddy's far away now, but he'll be home soon. Daddy's down in Texas, but he's thinking of you. Little boy love, I see you in the kitchen, you running round in circles like a lost cartoon. Let me tell you this, when I was down in Texas, I saw the Lone Ranger in the moon. Little boy love, I see you in my good dream, running round the circle like a favorite tune. Maybe next summer we'll both go down to Texas and meet the Lone Ranger in the moon. Maybe next summer we'll both go down to Texas and meet the Lone Ranger in the moon. So I wrote this song during the break to describe the first set. Thought it would be appropriate to start with that because it's very topical, it's very now, it's what's happening. You know, it's right here. So. I'm on my lips, but I still got my dignity. I'm on my lips. My mommy is calling me. I'm on my lips. Let's speak in broader terms. I'm on my lips. Roll over this bed of worms. You see, I'm gonna write a book about it. Read the legends read. Retire to Micronesia. Put a book in my head. I'm on my lips. I'm on my lips. My eyes don't focus right. I'm on my lips. Guess I'm afraid they might. I'm on my lips. Just look at these toasted clothes, I'm on my lips. Not to mention the bloody nose, 'cause I've been beaten up and brutalized by things that I have said. And now I'm doing my level best to place my face beneath the tread. I'm on my lips. I'm on my lips, yes sir. And night on night I try to think up an alibi. Head, and night on night I try to learn to say goodbye. As I'm in the moment, it is a boom, bam, bam, rattles of those eyes. I'm on my lips, it's not a real gun. I'm on my lips, they wouldn't sell me one. I'm on my lips, must have been my checkered past. I'm on my lips, maybe the body cast. I got rope and dope and blasting caps to see me to the end. But if I'm gonna find a match, I might be forced to make a friend. I'm on my lips. I'm on my lips, yes sir. And night on night I try to think up an alibi. Head, and night on night I try to learn to say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So this half of the program is going to be about touchstones. I've decided this just now. There's a lot of them in the room tonight, beginning with someone like Chris Lawn, beginning with someone like Catherine Strepp, my mother, right there in the front. Tim's mom is sitting here. I see a lot of familiar faces. I see Neil Woodall. I see Alan Hicks. I see Val Sanford over there. Man, you came. Thank you. I see John McClure. I see my darling wife. I see Kelly. I see Mike. I see Steph. I see John. I see everybody I know. Several of them are going to come out and join me. Beginning with this guy right here, TJ Cope, who is my nephew, my sister's oldest boy, TJ Cope. It took me about an hour to show TJ everything I know to do on the guitar. So he's kind of prodigious that way. So he's got a band named Cloud Chowder. You should keep your eyes open if you're here in this scene. Power trio. Doing some wonderful work. You ready? He's ready. I don't know. I'll be ready in a couple minutes. Just kidding. This is a song called The Book of Edsel. Let's see. Edsel came from the city, landed out here in the trees. He brought his digital baggage and his eccentricities. Got his tractor running on a bench up over the hill, and the sound of that heavy equipment brought a curse and a laugh and a chill. Send some love to your parents, estrange back over the humps, then drive down into your talents, give it gas when you get to the bumps. Hoodoo Peak in his left eye, Pipestone Canyon the right. He realigned all of his systems, worked the day and he slept the night. Picked up a shovel on Christmas, picked up a shovel in June, picked up his daddy's old arch top, and he bade something do with the moon. Yeah. He sent some love to his parents, estranged back over the humps. Then he drove down into his talents, gave it gas when he got to the bumps. Then he got to the bumps. Edsel couldn't have been happier in his drafty old trailer estate. But he got real high last November and he broke through the ice at the lake. The city people gave him a service, the country folk danced all night. Some people made new plans that day and some folks got it right. They sent some love to their parents, estranged back over the humps. Then they drove down into the talents, gave it gas when they got to the bumps. And they got to the bumps. So send some love to your parents, estranged back over the humps. Then drive down into your talents, give it gas when you get to the bumps. You'll get to the bumps. On the rough and rugged roads, give it gas when you get to the bumps. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. Give it gas when you get to the bumps. DJ Coke. My lips were sticking to my teeth. These are the kinds of things that become issues as one gets older. I'm sure you don't have any of that problem. He's a young guy, plenty of, lubrication there in the mouth. Salivary glands working just fine, Just something to be aware of, there in the future. This is the one we were doing, right? Yeah, the one that starts like this? Oh, I'm tuning right now. Perfect. Okay. Before I looked it in the eye, before the numbers got so high, before I found a better place, before the map became my face, because I can't be who I've been, because of the muses in the wind, because of books I cannot shut, because the road becomes the rut. Now there's trees to try and keep. Now there's kids who need our sleep. Now the acres are untamed. Now so much remains unchanged. Before I looked it in the eye, Thomas Jeffrey Coke. Touchstones. We were talking about touchstones. 1975 was at the Bon Marché records rack at the Tacoma Mall. They used to have a record rack at the Bon Marché. That tells you how old I am. That's part of the problem. But there was a record rack at the Bon Marché, and I was looking, for a John Denver record, probably. And I saw this black album cover. I pulled out this black album cover,
I was like, this is a local guy. I had never seen a record by a local musician before. I'd never seen a record by anybody that wasn't some kind of national touring, established person. I took this record home. I played this record until the grooves wore out, because not only was this a local musician, but this guy was good. This guy, I'd actually heard one of his songs on a David Soul record. David Soul, my sister was in love with him. He was Joshua Bolt, and on Here Come the Brides, and he put out this album. And I thought, I heard one of these songs was on that album, and it's a thing, and it turned out that this guy Jim Luft had written this song that was on the David Soul album. But he was going by Jim Page now. This is Jim Page. How deep is your well? What's the output? 8 gallons a minute won't quench a thirsty crowd. You gotta dig deep around here. You gotta be resourceful. It's dawn to dark or nothing. Can't afford to stop. How deep is your well? Has it been tested? Guy that used to live here got the parasites. He used to call me, doubled up and cramping. I used to drive him beneath the starry nights. How deep is your well? Does it run all year? Lots of holes round here go dry in the summertime. It got so hot last August, shriveled the onions. The raspberries dried up on the vine. How deep is your well? Do you have a hand pump? You know the government's gonna shut the power down. And those computers, man, they're good for nothing. It's gonna take strong backs if we're gonna save this town. How deep is your well? Look at Mr. Johnson's. 250 feet, hasn't found the stream. You got to squeeze this earth like it's a damp sponge. Got to pay the auger man till your pockets bleed. How deep is your well? What's the output? 8 gallons a minute won't quench a thirsty crowd. You gotta dig deep around here. You gotta be resourceful. It's dawn to dark or nothing. Can't afford to stop. Can't afford to stop. Thank you very much.
Now I get to tune.
We both get to tune Jim. This next song
It's one of my favorites.
is one of Jim's favorites, which is helpful right there. This was actually written as a result of an event that Jim was a part of.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of those nights when I was opening for you guys at the OK Hotel.
That's nice.
You and you and ZT, you and Zero Tolerance. We're playing at the OK Hotel, which is under the Alaska Way Viaduct, soon to be no more. Once the Alaskan Way Viaduct is gone, there will be no more concrete trees. I don't know if I'm happy about that or sad. I don't know. Are you? What do you think?
It's changed.
Yeah, it's changed. It's going to happen.
Here comes Jason with his red rose tea. Here comes Ezra, he'll be looking for me. Down by the dumpster, down by the blowing debris. Gathered round the concrete tree. They're all looking for the temporary bed. Blankets from the stairwell, shoes from the dead. Rumor on the block say Ollie got a cave in his head. Wondered why his shirt was so red. Days are getting shorter, how can that be? Shots of Donald Trump keep me company. Myrtle's really sorry for the fingers she broke. Used to take the bus, but now she's taking jokes. Hustling for newsprint, trying to get herself a new coat. Friendless at this end of her road. Andy couldn't yell, 'cause Andy couldn't talk. Andy found some pizza in a Domino's box. We found him on the chain link down by the ferry boat docks, hanging like a bag full of rocks. Days are getting shorter, how can that be? Shots of Donald Trump keep me company. Missy's from the mission and Missy's okay. Just don't mention Jesus or she'll keep you all day. Jesus would have liked her, looking like an angel she prays. Don't hear much from Jesus these days. And here comes Jason with his red rose tea. Here comes Ezra, he'll be looking for me. Down by the dumpster, down by the blowing debris. Gathered round the concrete tree.
Jim Page. They don't make them like that anymore. That's powerful stuff. This is Hal Brooks. If you've heard any of my records up to this point, you've heard Hal Brooks. He's like, he's the first musician I met who knew exactly how a song works on an instinctual level to where he could listen to a song once and the second time he would have a part that sounded like it was...
And the third time it would be a good part.
No. No. I'm trying to pay you a compliment here. Anyway, Hal Brooks and David Lang, who's sitting right back there, and myself spent a lot of great time together in David Lang's studios, recording some fun stuff. Remember the Schling? You don't remember the Schling?
Schling?
The Schling was that weird guitar figure you did going into the chorus of that song that I wrote, you know. A song called Write You on My Wall from Phobia
Well known
Rose.
for my Schling.
Yes. Oh, we named it that.
He's got one heck of a Schling out there. I have to stop because I get him laughing and he can't play, so...
This is called Walk on the Day Before.
What's this I see? Heavenly eyes crying down on me. Let's take to the streets and walk on the day before it walks on me. All my gratitude been eaten alive by this attitude. Head down in the rhythmic rain, and doing my damnedest to crash this dance again. And well, this is just like what Jackie saw. Jackie's gone down Drunkard Lane. And Jackie is gone, but I guess his eyes remain. Ooh, ooh. I'm making my day. Well, that's what the crystal and mystics say. And who the hell are they? They're floating above the real world anyway. And ooh, must I really condemn them too? I got enough to do, working to prove that what I fear is true. And well, haven't you seen about enough of me? I'm gonna climb that tree and wait for the lightning to fry off my misery. What's this I see? Those heavenly eyes are crying down on me. Let's take to the streets and walk on the day before it walks on me.
I wrote a lot of songs after my children were born. After my daughter was born, especially, I had a what I would call a creative spurt. Wrote a bunch of songs. I wrote this one, but I didn't record it until I was recording The Water Dance. And I'm not sure why. I think I thought the song was too preachy at first or something. I don't know why. But I recorded it on The Water Dance, liked it very much. Mr. Brooks did some wonderful work on that song, on The Water Dance. That was the most fun record because I made it in my basement, and Hal came and spent, well, how long were you? You were there for a week at least, right? 10 days or something like that. We would try something every night, and it was just mellow, and we had all the time in the world, and it was just tasty. It was wonderful, wasn't it? In the Met House, right there on Libby Creek. Turned out wonderful. This is called How a Dollar Is.
Scrape me off of this electric ceiling, push me out into the frozen wood. Feel out of place and it's the fool's revealing. Back in the house I got video violence. Back in the house I got petroleum food. Out here that fool hears an unnatural silence. I think we're all beginning to understand how a dollar is the devil's fist clenched tight on a human hand. What good are all these colors and borders? What did that wall mean anyway? The business suits are up there handing out orders. I see the faces of the children in Asia on the news or some other show. Remember how all that stuff used to faze ya? I think we're all beginning to understand how a dollar is the devil's fist clenched tight on a human hand. I know a lot about emotional baggage. I'm well acquainted with the one who waits. I ask myself, is there a soul left to salvage? But there's a little bed in a little room, a little heart and a little womb, a speck of light inside a King Tut's tomb. I think we're all beginning to understand how a dollar is the devil's fist clenched tight on a human hand. I think we're all beginning to understand how a dollar is the devil's fist clenched tight on a human hand. Hal Brooks.
I've been doing this kind of thing for a long time, thanks to you. You guys have let me do this. You guys have given me a career. I appreciate that. In that time, give yourselves a hand. That's right, you deserve it. Definitely. And in that time, I've gotten to know some amazing people. You've met a few of them here tonight. You're about to meet another one. I don't think I would be lying to tell you that you're about to meet my favorite singer-songwriter on the planet. This is bar none. And I like a lot of, your Paul Simon-y types and your James Taylor-y types, and as you probably know. But there's only one Cat Eggleston-y type. And we've got her right here, right now, on our stage. This is Cat Eggleston. If you ever get a chance to go and hear Cat play a show, please do it. You will not ever forget it. She's the real thing. Now, I've known Cat for a long time. We actually were in college together. Weren't we?
I don't remember much of that.
Yeah, I know. That's true, now that you mention it. I don't either. But I saw us in the yearbook, so I know we were there at the same time. So anyway, be that as it may. When Cat started writing songs, oh man, it was like a whole different kind of world opened up. It was like a new dimension. And she just gets better and better as time goes on.
Back at you, Bill.
And I was lucky enough, very early in my career, thanks to you. I think there's a rodent loose in the building. Did someone bring their dog with them?
You saw that too.
I did see that. It wasn't just you.
It wasn't
No.
just me. Oh my God.
I was lucky enough on Phobia Robes, my first studio album that I made in David Lang's garage, to have Cat come in and sing harmony on a couple of songs. And I knew from that point on, this woman had some kind of talent, because I remember they made me leave. They made me leave the garage. I had an idea for what I wanted for the harmony on this one song, and they were kind of like, yeah, that's nice, Bill. It's okay, it's good, but I've got another idea. And I was like, really? You have another idea? You have an idea? And they were like, why don't you go take a walk, smoke a couple of cigarettes, come back, and
I don't remember that either.
You don't remember that?
Well, no.
Do you remember, David? You don't remember it either? Well, anyway, when I came back, they had actually laid down these two interweaving tracks of harmony that were just like, there was, I couldn't, people don't sing like that until Cat comes. And then all of a sudden that possibility exists where it didn't prior to that. That's how she works. And
So long as there's no pressure.
so long as there's no pressure. So she's actually going to be able to sing both of those harmony parts at the same time. And it's going to be the first time anybody's ever seen this done live in the world. No, I'm just kidding. This is called The Meat of a Dream, is what the song is called. I sing this song for my wife, Diane, because she is that. I see, I don't know the words to the song.
The clouds of a
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, great, because
There was a nice mood going there, though, wasn't there?
it was, we can get back there. We can.
I see the cloud of a turbulent day. I see a dark figure turning away. I see the water that yields to a stone. I see with eyes that have seen to your bones. I see the ashes that fall to a tray. I watch the hairs that have fallen to gray. I hold the image of art in my mind. I see the years that have fallen behind. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's all been the meat of a dream. Maybe it's over. Maybe my hands cannot claim what I've seen. I see a red door that beckons me in. I see a tablet that calls me to win. I see the keys where I've walked into rhyme. I see a spark, but only part of the time. I see a bridge between islands of sky. I see a woman who asks me to try. I watch the winter that's grown on my skin. I watch the light going yellow and thin, and thin. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's all been the meat of a dream. Maybe it's over. Maybe my hands cannot claim what I've seen. I feel a power that's lofty and whole. I watch as uncertainty clings to my soul. Maybe I'll see all my images through. Maybe I'll come again broken to you, to you. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's all been the meat of a dream. Maybe it's over. Maybe my hands cannot claim what I've seen. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's all been the meat of a dream. Maybe it's over. Maybe my hands cannot claim what I've seen. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's all been the meat of a dream. Maybe it's over.
Cat Eggleston. This is a song that I wrote for Diane. End of life issues. This is a new piece of English that has entered my world here in the last few years. Didn't anticipate that I would come along, but it sure enough does, doesn't it? The news has been good in a lot of ways with Diane's mom. She had the fall, she broke the leg, she was 86, but she went through rehab. She got the surgery. She came through the surgery. She went through the rehab program. She's now in a adult foster situation and is getting this little bonus piece of life that she hadn't maybe anticipated before. And it's great to see. She's making new friends. She doesn't have to worry about checking her blood chemistry 5 times a day like she did when she was trying to stay in the family home. And just this week, we've got the estate sale coming up, then the house goes on the market. She's just letting it go. It's very inspirational. A few months ago, we lost one of our community of musicians, Teresa Morgan. After we lost Arwen Morgan, and a bunch of us, some of you who are here tonight, got together and we were organizing a series of concerts for Teresa because she was having a hard time dealing with Arwen's passing and getting some help, and we were raising money to help offset the cost of that stuff. I felt proud to be a part of that effort. And I played at one of the concerts, and when I was at that concert, I said something. I was thinking about one of my favorite poets, Philip Levine, who talked about a poem that he had written about the death, a parent talking about the death of their child. And I remember Philip Levine saying, I couldn't live through that, you know? What I was thinking at that time was that I could not, if that had happened to me, I couldn't imagine myself on the other side of that. Not to say that I wouldn't be there, but I couldn't imagine it, you know. And a couple of days after that concert, we found that Teresa had taken her life too. And it made a kind of sense to me. And so this song is for Teresa and for the Morgan family too. And it's for everybody, really. The song is called Raise Your Heart. And it goes like this. Raise your heart from the floor of death to a lasting picture, to the final breath. The way she turned when the lamp was lit, to how you stood by and weathered it. We fall together when we fall apart. Is there a reason to raise your heart? Raise your heart. Raise your heart from the aching day to autumn's colors as they blow away. From blowing pages, spinning clocks, the fall of water on the fallen rocks. They fall together when they fall apart. To each a season, so raise your heart, raise your heart. Raise your heart from a cage of bone
to a breakfast table where you're not alone. From passion's moments, a wealth of blood, a tear of feeling, and then a flood. It falls together when it falls apart, each new beginning. So raise your heart, raise your heart. It falls together when it falls apart, each new beginning. So raise your heart, raise your heart, raise your heart.
Thank you. Thanks. So, when we were rehearsing this in our living room, myself and Kat, Diane was there, and when we finished that song, Diane said, "You know what? I'd really like to hear Kat do that by herself." And Kat did it by herself. And it was really good. So I would like Kat to do it by herself for you.
Don't leave me.
I'll be right over here.
There goes one of my favorite songwriters. Especially for this one. You know, I was listening to this concert and I kept going song after song thinking, oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. I think that one's my favorite. I think this one, well, that must be, I don't know if I have a favorite. But if you write one song like this in your life, you're doing a really good thing.
Raise your heart from the floor of death to a lasting picture, to the final breath. The way she turned when the lamp was lit, to how you stood by and weathered it. We fall together when we fall apart. Is there a reason to raise your heart? Raise your heart. Raise your heart from the aching day to autumn's colors as they blow away. The blowing pages, spinning clocks, falling water on fallen. They fall together when they fall apart. To each a season, to raise your heart, raise your heart. Raise your heart from a cage of bone to a breakfast table where you're not alone. From passion's moment, a wealth of blood, a tear of feeling, and then a together when it falls apart. It falls together when it falls apart. Each new beginning. So raise your heart, raise your heart.
See? See, well, that should have been the big finish, right? Right there, but we got a bigger finish for you. Oh yeah, this one's huge. This is huge. This is everything's been preliminary up to now. This is the big one. This is the AARP song. No, and you guys are going to sing on this one. Wait for it. I'll teach it to you when we get to it. This is called Where Will We Go? This is a jolly one, Mom. I think she's ready for a jolly one right about now. We're getting shorter, we're getting wider. No, we're not fatsos, we're only older. We've got no fashions, though we've got rock stars. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? We're educated with lots of skill sets. We still work real hard without a pension. We don't appear on corporate websites. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? We built the roads you drove into work on. They're looking crumbly, maybe we could fix them. Our greener pastures need irrigation. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? We are your fathers, we are your mothers, your aunts and uncles, your parents' cousins. We cook the food for Thanksgiving dinner. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? You won't look at us when we wear swimsuits. You'd rather not hear about our sex lives. One day you'll be us, that's some small comfort. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? Now this is where you guys are gonna come in. The verse goes like this. These are my people, I walk among them. I share their neck pains, their bladder problems. We could get louder, we've got the numbers. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? These are my people, I walk among them. I share their neck pains, their bladder problems. We could get louder, we've got the numbers. We aren't dead yet, where will we go? Hal Brooks, come up here. Jim Page. Cat Eggleston.
I'm not dead yet.
There you go. I know. It'll be over soon.
These are my people. I walk among them. I share their neck pains, their bladder problems. We could get louder. We've got the numbers. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? Here we go, everybody. These are my people. I walk among them. I share their neck pains, their bladder problems. We could get louder. We've got the numbers. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? Once again now. These are my people. I walk among them. I share their neck pains, their bladder problems. We could get louder. We've got the numbers. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? We could get louder. We could get louder. We've got the numbers. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? We could get louder. We could get louder. Yeah, baby, we got the numbers. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? We aren't dead yet. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? Once more now. We aren't dead yet. Where will we go? There it is. Yeah. Thank you very much. Jim Page, Cat Eggleston, Hal Brooks, and Mr. T.J. Cope as well. Let's give him a big hand. There's T.J. Thank you all for being a part of this. We appreciate it very much.
But we got to bring him back. Come on, Bill. We didn't rehearse this or anything.
See, that encore was essential. So thank you very much for that. We should have prepared you for that. He needs at least one encore, no matter how bad he is all the way through. Just give him one encore. He really wants this. It's really important to him. So this song actually has Jim in it. So it started when I was traveling with Jim. We were driving down the road, or up it, I don't remember which. Jim was driving, and I was writing in my notebook, and I came up with the first part of this song. It was finished at my sister's dining room table. It includes a ghostly visitation from my father, who had been gone for at least a couple of years by then. He showed up when I was writing the third verse, so the third verse is about him. He seemed insistent. But mostly the song is about you, because I don't think the sentiment in this song would not exist without the aforementioned career I was talking about earlier, which you guys have given me and I'm very grateful for. This was an ambitious project, don't you think? Yeah. It took a lot of work. The people here at Bates have taken this on as a student project, and I couldn't be more grateful to all of the students and all of their instructors for making this happen today. So a round of applause for the folks at Bates. They have been working on their part of this for a month or more, and they've been having tech rehearsals and lighting rehearsals and sound rehearsals, and it's just been crazy. Then I come in and screw everything up. I guess I should have been part of those rehearsals, shouldn't I? But that's all right. That's all right. It all worked out for just fine. Mostly I want to thank my friend Tim Schwieger, who I've known since 4th grade, and who has, let me finish, who has believed in me most of the time that I didn't. And he has been my biggest fan and my biggest patron, and he's the shit. Tim Schwieger. Thanks to all of you, I am safe in the sound.
Safe in the sound, I'm writing this down while Jim takes a turn at the wheel. Scanning the trees that fly by me for whatever they choose to reveal. And I have no explanation as the car wheels into the town. It's a newfound field of sensation to arrive here safe in the sound. Safe in the sound, I look to the crown at the top of a stairway of hills. Under those stars I'll tune my guitars as the voices inside grow still. And soon I'll be sharing my moments as friends rise out of the ground, passing out mirrors and tokens in this place where I'm safe in the sound. Safe in the sound, I feel you smile down from your house out in back of the blue. Maybe I'm through now crying for you as if only your body were true. Tears still rise to the surface when your voice echoes back around, but it comes with a tune and a purpose now that I'm safe in the sound. Safe in the sound, I'm writing this down like a page from a mystery play. Scanning the trees that fly by me as the sun closes down on the day. And I have no explanation as the car wheels back into town. It's a newfound field of sensation to come home safe in the sound.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys.